So this is how we do Andean plying. You have a spindle with some singles on it. The way I do it, I wrap it a couple times around my thumb, and then I go between my finger, my forefinger and my middle finger, and between my middle finger and my ring finger, around the back of my hand, back up between my ring finger and middle finger, between my middle finger and index finger, and back down around the back of my hand. And then we just continue. It goes pretty quick. I don't have a very big cop on this, so it doesn't take that long. One thing you do want to be sure of is that you don't do it super tight around your middle finger. If you go too tight around your middle finger, it will turn blue. I promise. Been there, done that. A lot of the videos you may see on this plying method actually has the cross, this part right here, on the back of the hand. I don't know how they go on to the next step after that, because the next step is popping it off the finger and having these loops around your wrist like a bracelet. It is in fact called an Andean plying bracelet. So now that we have everything off of the spindle and everything wound onto the hand, pull this off and let that cross drop down and around the wrist. And then we have the end from the spindle, and we have the end somewhere here that was wrapped around your thumb. Match those up more or less. And then I tie them into a slip knot. Wrap it around my finger, there's the cross, pop a loop through, and I put that on the spindle. Pull it tight. I've got these really long ends as everything's going to get tangled. So I usually just snip that off, because that, I don't know if you can see it, that's not going to be good for anything. That goes in the trash. Then we pop on a little half hitch. Now we want to spin this counterclockwise as opposed to the way that we spun the singles, which was clockwise. So I'm just going to finger spin that, just give it a little flick, and it does wobble quite a lot. I just flick it again, or whoop, we can knock around the camera and just thigh roll it up the thigh. And if you can see that, let it twist. And that, as you go, you're going to, let me just wind this onto the spindle real quick, off camera. So as you go, and as this gets more and more twisted, you just sort of let it roll off of your wrist, kind of like that. And more singles come out, and more singles get twisted. And that is how you do an Andean plying bracelet.